Hello, my name is Roshan Narayan, and thank you for joining us on In20. If you're watching us on YouTube, do
that back four and protect and pass the ball very, very simple. Brilliant. If you put leg.
Today is a very special day because the fans are back in the stadium. Danny Mills is in Brighton. It is Brighton taking on Man City. But more importantly, happy birthday to you, Danny Mills. How old are you? 32?
Thank you very much. Not quite. A little bit older than that. No, 44.
44. Do you remember the last time we were there? I mean, that was literally my last show for my previous company. We were at Brighton. We were there. Man City were crowned champions. It was a fantastic day for me as a football fan to witness that, the trophy being handed over to Pep Guardiola. It's happened again. City are the champions again. But before we get into Man City, the fans are back. What does it feel like?
I mean, it's really quite strange. I got the train from Brighton, which is only a couple of stops. It's very, very well organised. Everything is sectioned off, so they will be limiting the amount of people that get on the train at once, obviously to keep as much sort of distance as possible. But yeah, fans singing, walking up to the stadium, quite surreal, in all honesty. Quite strange. This hasn't happened for a very, very long time. I've been very, very fortunate to look into stadiums and obviously commentating on games, etc. But to see the fans back in, obviously back in or here in England as well, restaurants have opened up indoors as well this week. So it's like a whole new world.
I mean, personally, we've always spoken about this. The fans being in the stadium, it's such a different environment, especially for the player. It gets them motivated. But for the fans themselves, this is just a reward, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Of course, the numbers are still limited. It's disappointing. Can't get tickets. We all understand that. But these are the first steps to return into normal, and hopefully next season, with the way that the vaccine program is happening here in England, that all stadiums will be full capacity come the start of the next Premier League season, which is a huge bonus because yes, the games have still been good. The play hasn't been particularly different, but the atmosphere has been significantly different.
You talk about money being a problem, and ticket sales really do help. I mean, maybe not Manchester United or your Chelseas, but your teams in the lower leagues. It's literally do or die, and this is such an encouragement moving forward for a lot of the clubs in the lower tiers.
Yeah, it's very, very easy to be Premier League centric and only concentrate on the Premier League that do have all the TV money, that do have all these deals and have lots of money and are sustainable, even if there are no fans for probably 2 or 3 seasons, realistically. But those teams lower down the pyramid that rely on food sales, drink sales, program sales, merchandise sales, and everything around it. Hospitality. People come into the game, hotels the night before, transport, all taxi drivers, Uber drivers, all these people that make a living, on the weekend, on game day. It's vitally important, for the economy as well. So. No, it's a fantastic start. I think, as you can see, it's a fantastic, beautiful day here in Brighton. I went for a run along the promenade this morning. It's glorious. It's a bit like when we were last here. I think you were in you look like a bit like an ice cream seller. The man from Del Monte with the hat on and the cream jacket. But no, it's a glorious day and a great evening for football.
Will it be a great event, the Euros, when it does take place, seeing that, everything has been, to a certain extent, guaranteed that people's safety will be, the priority for you?
Health and safety has to be a priority, first and foremost. And that's obviously why the Champions League final was moved. People say, well, of course you want it in England because you're English. Well, yeah, but also at the moment we are very advanced in our vaccination program. We're a lot further on than a lot of countries.
Yep.
COVID numbers are very, very low here. We have the infrastructure. The testing is in place. The test events are taking place as well. So everything is in place in this country to be able to host the Euros tomorrow. And it's fairly sort of certain what the protocols are. How you get in and out of games, and obviously games like tonight, we'll prove that. So I think it would make sense to hold it here. Because if not, we had it with the Champions League. The Champions League can't be at Wembley because you've got 4,000 sponsors, corporate people, media people. Well, no, and this is the problem with the Euros. Can you keep moving media people around? You can't ask them to quarantine every single country they go to. But equally, can you ask them to be exempt just because they're following football matches? Not really. So the ideal situation is to keep it in one place as best you possibly can, and then it's much more containable.
Okay, let's talk about the football itself. I mean, there's the FA Cup, which was a fantastic game. Leicester City versus Chelsea. Leicester were crowned champions. Now, many, many moons ago, in my previous job, we had Sam Allardyce over here in Malaysia, and we were covering a Leicester City game. And at that point in time, he brought up something about Kasper Schmeichel in terms of his technique. He was always up in the air when the ball was being struck, and that was a problem for him. He sorted that out. You fast forwarded to that game, Leicester versus Chelsea in the FA Cup, and Kepa with his technique. Now, I thought to myself, what is wrong with this? You look at it, and I mean, if you watch a clip, it's a lot more easier. We're trying to use these pictures to describe something, but if you look at him, he's up in the air right there when the ball is being struck. Physically, is that possible for you to get the best jump in and try and make a save, especially when a strike like that happens?
No, it's not. You have to look at it, I think, across the course of not just one incident, because obviously at some point you are going to be moving, and both will be off the ground. Is that a one-off, or is it a thing that happens regularly? I think with Kasper Schmeichel, it happens regularly, at times. It's almost like you're too excited. People say be on your toes. When people say to kids, get on your toes, be lively, they do. They jump in the air. And of course, if you jump in the air, you can't push off, you can't change direction, you can't do anything because you're in midair. Being on your toes just means, on your toes, being ready to push off in either direction. So I think if it's a one-off, it's not a problem. It happens. You are going to be moving to try and see past another player or whatever it might be. And of course, from time to time, you're going to get caught in that moment, especially from long distance, maybe with an unexpected shot, but actually you get caught out. So I'd have to go back and watch. Well, I have to go back another season to watch those games because he's not played this season, has he really? But you'd have to go back and watch a lot of games to see if it's a regular occurrence or a habit that he has, or if it was just a moment.
I can tell you it is a regular habit for him because he's not the greatest shot stopper, even though he was claimed to be. And you can't forget about that incident.
But on that, Roshan, why play him? That's what I don't understand.
Wow.
I don't know. No, but who's the best goalkeeper at Chelsea?
One name comes to mind, and it's
Edward
not Kepa.
Mendy. No.
Yeah.
So why not play him when there's a trophy on the line? Is Kepa going to play in the Champions League final? No. So this is what I don't understand sometimes. So what if he's played in all the games leading up to that? I don't care. I want to win that trophy. I want to put my best team out to win that trophy. That's the only thing that matters, is that trophy. So putting your reserve team keeper in, and so what he is, I don't get it. I think that's a mistake that managers make from time to time. I get it, they're trying to do right by the team and it's an emotional decision and maybe else, but it's about winning. You win the trophy, play him in the league game. Do what Guardiola did to Scott Carson. Simple as that. Give him a token gesture game. Don't play a weaker side, because Kepa is a weaker player than Mendy. So don't play a weaker goalkeeper in the important games.
So moving forward in the Champions League, I mean, would you be really surprised if Kepa kept his place?
Yes.
In goal.
I'd be mystified if he stays in goal. Will he stay in goal for the game against Leicester in the league? No, I don't think so. So again, maybe the wrong decision from Thomas Tuchel. He hasn't made many this season since he's come to Chelsea. Yep. He's been outstanding, but possibly that was a bad decision.
And I don't want to talk about VAR, looking at the clouds behind you. That view is fantastic, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But in that game, VAR came to play.
But ultimately, it was the right decision.
Yes, agreed. I'm not disagreeing with you on that one. But it's spoiling the game, Danny. I mean, congratulations to Leicester. Unbelievable.
Not-
Jamie Vardy,
not-
another trophy.
Not for Leicester fans, it didn't. It made their game. But this is, again, that's a black and white decision. And actually, it was interesting, with fans back in, it was elation for Chelsea, and they thought they got the equaliser extra time. And then it was dismay for Chelsea, and it was like Leicester scored another goal, which effectively I guess they had, and all their fans started celebrating again. You can argue about whether it was offside, whether it wasn't, is it toenail, whatever. It's given as offside. It's not really a subjective decision. It's offside. Simple as that. So you can't really argue too much about VAR in that situation. It's all the other decisions that are absolutely hopeless, and there's been plenty of those. Don't worry.
There was a decision made by Scott Carson to remain at Manchester City, and that is something I can't understand, because I mean the dream for everybody, and I've said this to you over and over again, and any footballer I've worked with,
Roshan.
Yes, I agree. Fair enough. But wouldn't you?
Hang on.
I mean,
shall I go and play for Northampton Town in League Two for no money, or sit on the bench at Manchester City? In fact, don't even have to sit on the bench. Don't even have to really work weekends. Can have most weekends off. Can just turn up, do a job, no real pressure, get paid fortunes, have the best facilities on the planet to train in. Yeah, you know what? Let's have that.
it's the funniest thing. I'm older than him, and I had a look at him, and I was like, oh, he's only 35. And for 10 years, Danny, I'm not talking about, like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 years where you're picking up your final paycheck. It's 10 years. And he wasn't a bad goalkeeper when he first burst onto the scene.
He was England goalkeeper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, there must be a thought process. You mentioned money, but surely, I mean, even a club like Manchester City would have been going, I mean, actually, what is he doing here? What is he actually trying to help this club move forward with?
Yeah, but before that, they had Richard Wright that sat on the bench for years at Manchester City. Being the number 2, Rob Green did it. Mark Schwartz has done it later in their career. Being the number 2 goalkeeper is difficult. Look at Harper, what Harper did at Newcastle. It's a very difficult position to be number 2 because you have to accept you're hardly ever going to play. You're not going to get those appearance numbers like most players. So that's not easy to do. And it takes a certain type of character. But if you're happy, you're rewarded well enough. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to be the number 2 goalkeeper, hasn't he?
And that's fair enough. I mean, to each his own. He's picking up a good paycheck. He's taking care of his family, his friends, and whoever needs the money, especially himself as well, because nothing is free in life. But were they right to give him a little guard of honor when he took to the pitch after 10 years? Was that like a little message to any person out there? Hey, you just sit on the bench. Don't try to be number 1.
I think maybe that went a little bit too far. And they let a load of goals in, didn't they? Go back to the Europa League final. That was quite well done. I think when David Luiz pushed Rob Green forward to pick up the trophy. He hadn't played, and that was sort of that was more of a tongue-in-cheek joke. And again, you had all the memes going around, and Rob Green was at the front of it. That was the players doing it. That wasn't a guard of honour for any other reason. That was just the players having a little bit of fun, and I think that's quite funny. That's acceptable. But yeah, a guard of honour. That point, that's where it goes too far. That was completely unnecessary, not needed at all.
Well, let's talk about Manchester City. They're doing it. And Denny, once again, you said it very early on, even late November, December, you said you watched City will have a run and they will be their favorites to win the Premier League. You said this. I have to find the clip and I'll put it up. That team seems to be getting stronger and stronger. Every time you see a player aging, be it Sergio Aguero or Fernandinho, somebody comes in and bang, they're on to the next level as well.
But this is what you have to do. You have to reinvent the team regularly. That's what Sir Alex Ferguson did time and time again. At the end of every season, 3 new players come in to refresh things, to make more competition. And it works. As long as you keep bringing in better quality players. Look at who Sir Alex Ferguson let Ronaldo go, let Beckham go, let Jaap Stam go after winning 3 titles in a row in the Champions League, but still allowed him to leave the club. Let Roy Keane go.
Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, all these players moved on when they were still very, very good. He brought in players that maybe had a bit more hunger, a bit more desire at that stage, and he kept that machine rolling, and that's what you have to do.
And how impressed are you with the the likes of Ruben Diaz. Is he the best centre back right now in the world?
Oh, definitely in
I mean,
Europe.
who else is there? I mean, who else is there?
That's I don't watch a lot of world football, so that's difficult.
Fair enough.
To say.
Yep. I apologize for that.
No, not at all. But there might be some South American that's ripping it up and being absolutely unbelievable at some point. Not David Luiz, I have to say. That's not who I'm talking about. Not quite at the moment. But yeah, I mean, he's been absolutely superb. He's had as big an impact as Virgil van Dijk has had. Look at the points total, the goals conceded column. The way that he's transformed Manchester City. He's up there. People gone about how great Van Dijk signing was. Well, Diaz is up there with him, in all honesty. And this season they've won the league. They could easily go on and win the Champions League. They've already won another trophy anyhow. So I think you have to put that signing up there with the Van Dijk signing.
All right, let's move on to a particular, striker by the name of Harry Kane. He's come out and said, what, I'm done at Tottenham. And finally, he's found the courage to leave when a lot of people wanted him to leave. And credit to him that he was loyal to his club. But now Harry Kane has to make a decision. He could go to PSG, make a lot of money, play for his former manager. It's the tail end of his career. Not tail end of his career, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
or does he go to...
You're not far off it.
Yeah, or you've got Manchester City, who you can make money from as well and win trophies. Or does he go to a club like Manchester United, who might have money and help reestablish them as one of the best in the world?
His family will have a big say in it. Does he want to go abroad? Does he want to go to PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid? Possibly not is the answer. He's got a young family now as well. Does he want to up and move those? That'll be a personal decision that only he knows, and his family knows whether they're going to make that one or not. It's not easy. I had the opportunity to do it, didn't do it. Looking back, I wish I had. But hindsight is a wonderful thing. Looking back, look at the English clubs. Does he fit in at Manchester City? Would be my only question. Yes, he's an incredible goal scorer, but he doesn't necessarily play in their style, the way that they play, and the energy and the closing down. Manchester United, yes, it would be a definite fit, and he improved them without a shadow of a doubt. I said a few months back when this came around, Chelsea would be the perfect club for him.
Wow, so you're going Chelsea ahead of Manchester United, Manchester City, PSG, and Barcelona for Harry Kane.
Right. Are Chelsea going to challenge next season? Yes.
Yes.
I would say. They could be Champions League winners, or they're going to be there. Do Chelsea need a centre forward? Yes. Are Chelsea going to provide that centre forward with lots of chances? Yes. Do Chelsea don't need him for pace, because they've got pace in abundance in 4 other front positions. So that's not a problem. People say, yeah, but he's a Tottenham lad. So what? So what? Sol Campbell was a Tottenham lad, went to Arsenal. Alan Smith was a Leeds through and through, went to Man United. It happens. Players, he will go where he wants to go to score the most goals, win the most trophies, and get the most money, whatever his desire is. I just think Chelsea would be an incredible fit for him. He's in London, doesn't have to move, family's happy. If it was on the cards, it has to be a big option.
Okay, Danny, we got a minute and 20 seconds left. I just want to focus on the fact that you're at the stadium. The fans are back. If it's a full shot, I just want to see what the scenery is like. It's
hang on.
unbelievable.
Let me see if I can have a little pan around. But yeah, I mean, fans are starting to filter in. They're starting to arrive and come into the ground in bits and pieces. So, yeah, it's very, very good. Very, very good. And it's great to have fans back in the stadium. It feels like a new beginning.
It feels like a new beginning. It is your birthday, so Danny, we have something special ready for you. On a count of 3, we're going to play something for you. This is from us to you in 3, in 2.
I was looking.
Wait, in 1.
Hey, happy birthday. I wish you were here.
that's just life, isn't it? You know, we all have our level, but you've got to enjoy it.
God bless you, Danny. By the way, we're in lockdown again, hence the beard is going all over the place again. I love you, Danny Mills. Stay safe, stay happy. We wish you the best, and I shall see you next week. Enjoy today. Enjoy today on my behalf. Don't go home early like the last time.
There's no cake, so I'm doing a Yaya Toure. I'm out of here.
Bye, Danny. Take care. Catch all our highlights on our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram account. Till the next time, take care.